I'm back with, yo, I'm telling you right now, everybody who's watching right now, yo, you just need to settle down and check, because we've got a true OG on the set today, my brother from another mother. And if you knew, you know what I'm talking about. We're from Plainfield. We're both from the same town. We live around the corner from each other. Ladies and gentlemen, with no further ado, my main man, Marcos Taylor. What's good, my brethren?
Oh, blessed to be here, man. Thanks for having me.
I'm telling you, brother, it's such an honor right now to have you. And for people who are tuning in right now and they're going, I know this face, I know this guy. Let me just run down a brief, look at your resume, because it's very impressive. First of all, we've got, I got it all written down. One of my favorite shows on TV, Luke Cage. First of all, Marcus Taylor is a stunt performer and actor. He is a producer and a director. All of these credits are on his IMDb. But some of the best work he's done has been stunt performance and acting. So I'm going to stick right in that little box right there. Luke Cage, the martial arts kid, Baby Driver, right? Big ups. And this is the big one, the hit film Straight Outta Compton, where he played the incomparable Suge Knight. And listen, let's start right there, brother, because you have done you have an amazing body of work. I was looking at your IMDb and I was shocked, one, at the length of your resume, two, the number of different positions that you've held over the years. How did you get your start as a stunt performer, and how did that lead you into acting?
Well, it started about in 2011, and it started even longer than that. But my official start was 2011, and I was bugging all the stunt coordinators, giving them my headshot resume, showing them everything I could do with martial arts, because I've been in martial arts since I was 5 years old. So I started doing that, and then people finally listened after a year of I was annoying them. Either they were gonna call the cops on me or they were gonna hire me. And then they decided to give me a chance, and it started from there.
So you started out as a martial artist, which is important, and a lot of people don't know you're a world champion martial artist. Now, as impressive as your movie resume is, I would say, as a fellow martial artist, sir, your resume as a martial artist is way more impressive. World championship titles. You were the world championship taekwondo heavyweight. When I've watched, and I've really checked out some of your material, you've shared it with us on your social media over the years. But bro, you are a big man.
Yeah, I'm not little.
Who can fly? Like you take off like a bird.
Yeah.
And just talk to me a little bit about how important your martial arts training was in your development as a stunt actor and how that all took place.
As martial artist, growing up, I was blessed to have good teachers, and it started, was it Sensei Earl Ross, Master Mike Gilliam.
Big up Mike Gilliam.
Those were my teachers. Master Mike Washington. I had good teachers that really like blessed me and gave me the right tools. Like I started when we didn't have no carpets or mats. We didn't have gloves or shield, pads, or we didn't have any, shin protectors. We went at it, and we were taught how to use it, when to use it, not to use it, unless it's deemed necessary. And it was a way of life for me. Martial arts was a way of life for me. I I felt like, in a way, I had superpowers. That was my superpower. Martial arts lifestyle was a superpower for me. So I try to live my life in a humble way, and try to be a good person with martial arts and spread love through martial arts. Seriously. I lived in Russia for a couple of months, just because I was a teacher in martial arts, and they sent me to Russia for a few months, and we didn't know each other's language. They didn't know English. I didn't know Russian, but martial arts was that gap that filled the gap. You know what I mean? And I just brought that my idea of martial arts into the field I was in, which is acting and stunts. And it was great. It was great for me. And I met a lot of new people. I met Don the Dragon Wilson, one of my idols, and I met so many different people. I met Michael J. White. I met a lot of guys, that just because of the martial arts, and they befriended me, and we became friends. And it's great, man.
And the martial arts has really been, I would say, the backbone, one of the backbones of your success.
Yeah, definitely.
The training that you did at an early age, all the way through your adulthood, did it have an effect on your ability to learn acting as a craft? And if so, what was that?
Yeah, it gave me confidence. It gave me the confidence that I needed to do auditions, because I was performing in front of massive crowds before, and as a fighter, I fought in front of hundreds of people, thousands of people. So that helped me a lot. That helped me a lot. Looking to someone in the eye before a fight, looking in their eyes and seeing what they got. For me as an actor, you got to look at someone and stare at them for long periods of time, and you gotta really portray a character. As like me being Suge Knight, I had to portray this character that was not so nice at times, but I had to portray him in a way that people really like. Wow, this guy was, woo, he was crazy, but he was about it. You know what I mean? And that's what I did. And I used martial arts that way.
I'm glad you brought up that role, because your role as Suge Knight was uncanny, brother. Watching Straight Outta Compton and watching the TV series Surviving
Compton,
it was remarkable how much you became Suge Knight. Now, I know you. I've known you for years.
Yeah.
I know you, and I'm looking at you now going, that's not the same guy.
I know. It's crazy.
in both of those roles, you became Suge Knight. I'm amazed at how you did that. Talk to me a little bit about how you made that transformation and actually became that character. For actors, that is really hard to do, and only a few people can do it. How did you do it?
Well, at first, the audition process, the audition process was, I really wanted to study him, study Suge Knight. I wanted to be him. So I got everything I could, a lot of YouTube tapes, a lot of reading on articles, just trying to find out about what he really is. And I'm not trying to play him as a bad person, just trying to be him, So I gained weight. I gained 60 pounds, just for that, not even knowing I'm going to get the part, not even knowing. I'm just going on faith. And I just started dressing up like him. I don't smoke, but I asked a friend of mine to help me, teach me how to smoke a cigar, which was not fun at the first few times. If you buy cigar smokers, that stuff is real. They take their cigar smoking seriously too, bro. So, and I just his mannerisms, how he really feels about things, and I took that and I took that to the audition table. I auditioned 3 times for the part for Straight Outta Compton, and after the 3 auditions, they were convinced that I was the person to play Suge Knight, and it went on from there. And it was hard. It was hard for me because at first I'm not a person that wants to intimidate people. I don't like. I'm not that type of dude. So when F. Gary Gray, the director of Straight Outta Compton, told me, I want you to be Suge Knight on set all the time. I want you to be him, method acting. I want you to become Suge Knight. I don't care if people don't like it. I want you to be it. You have my permission. That's what he said. You have my permission to be Suge Knight. And I intimidated a lot of people, bro. People on the set. I intimidated Dr. Dre. That's the truth. I almost got fired. Oh Lord, I almost got fired, brother. And that's
hard to do. That's hard to do, to intimidate Dr. Dre, because Dr. Dre.
That's what I'm saying. He lived it, but he had flashbacks. I mean, because of me being Suge, and Ice Cube told me, like, yo, he said that dude having a flashback. Ha 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 ha. And I'm just like, I'm gonna get fired. He's like, you ain't getting fired. That's what F. Gary Gray. He's like, you ain't getting fired. You doing what I told you to do. Because I almost got fired because Dr. Dre wasn't having that. He got upset. But it worked out, and I was only supposed to be on Straight Outta Compton for just 10 days. And it for 10 days was like, after that, actually, because of my performance and how people reacted to me, from 10 days came to the whole thing. 3-4 months on Straight Outta Compton. It was a blessing. I got written in more stuff. And it was a blessing for me to do that.
And I gotta ask you, because I'm not sure if that was your first like super mega hit, because I look at your resume and I'm like, my God, he's got so many different variations of levels of the business. But clearly, Straight Outta Compton was just such a huge cultural hit. I grew up listening to that music. Millions of us grew up listening to those guys. What was it like being around them as a kid coming from Plainfield, New Jersey, right? And having listened to that music in the soundtrack of your mind. What was it like being around them and sharing that opportunity?
And that's the thing, because F. Gary Gray says, I want you to be Suge Knight. But in my mind, I'm like, oh my God, it's Dr. Dre, it's Ice Cube, it's DOC. I was flipping in my brain, and I couldn't say anything like that. I couldn't tell people, I'm so excited to be here. Oh, this is great. DJ Yella, I was like, oh my God. And a lot of other people, Exhibit came, a lot of different other rappers came, actors. I met John Singleton, God rest his soul. He gave me just a big old hug. And I had to be sure. had to, and it was a blessing. And I felt like it was like the Million Man March. If you remember the Million Man March, I felt like there was so much love. Nothing got stolen. There was no issues. There was one issue the first day of shooting. It was an actual drive-by shooting for the first day. But after that, it was nothing got stolen. There was no beef. The people that was with me were real bloods, and there were real bloods and Crips and other gangs over there, and it was really, really like a brotherhood, and it was a blessing for me. It was my biggest role. My first biggest role I had was playing Suge, and it was beautiful, bro. The food was great. I was like the crafties. Woo! I gained a lot of weight. They wanted me to gain weight, but it wasn't hard. Trust me. We was having fried chicken. Oh, it was beautiful, bro. I wasn't complaining. I took that food home with me. I took that food home with me, dude. Trust me. I'm serious.
Now,
It was beautiful.
Al, we were talking about, you know, your role in that the other day, and one of the hardest scenes I remember from that film was the parking lot scene.
Everybody talks about that.
That was a hard scene, bro. It really was tough to watch because you executed it flawlessly. And it really gave us an insight to, you know, the volatility of that world, and being the character Suge Knight. And I'm gonna leave it at that because I see the fleece that you're wearing, and one of the funniest moments was your appearance at the Oscars.
Yeah.
You showed up as Suge Knight in character, still in character.
Oh man, I scared people there too. Trust me.
I bet you did.
Jennifer Gardner was so scared of me. I wanted to say, tell her I'm just acting. Tell her I'm not like that. Oh Jesus! I'm so sorry about that.
It's all good. It's all good.
Oh gosh, it was incredible.
It's those are I'm sure
it was timeless,
priceless moments for you.
Yes.
In your career, and I'm sure the high of being involved with that and having met those people and be around them has really affected you in a different way. For people who are just starting out, right? Because we're from Plainfield, right? We got a lot going on here in the town, in the city of Plainfield, New Jersey. Yeah. This little 6 mile little strip of land has produced superstars beyond the universe. George Clinton, Parliament Funkadelic.
Yeah.
You know, we've had so many people. I put you in that category.
Oh, thank you.
One of our brethren, who is also a stunt performer, Jaleel Lynch, who is one of the great stuntmen of our time right now.
Is one of the biggest, if not the biggest, in his field.
Right. I mean, when it comes to automobiles, when it comes to motorcycles, those kinds of stunts, every Fast and Furious, all of those movies, you're gonna see Jaleel J. Lynch up in the air somewhere, crashing a car, doing something. So we have produced greatness out of the city of Plainfield. And so right now, for the young people who are watching this interview and this conversation, tell them what they need to focus on to take it to the next level. In other words, there's steps and there's levels to everything. Talk to that young person who was just like you, the kid running around with the Superman shirt on, thinking he, was going to be big one day. Talk to them about the practical steps that it takes to do that.
Well, I say do what I did. What I did, I used stunts to get into acting. People don't think about that. A lot of people don't think about the stunt world as a way of getting into the acting. It's a really good thing. That's what I did. No means go to somewhere until they say yes. Expect the no's. I've been told no so many times, but it was like no means go to somewhere else until I find a yes. And I tell this because, how can I say, you just have to have a mindset that you're going to make it, and you will if you just do it. I mean, stop thinking about it, just do it. What I did was I sent my headshots and my resume and my 30-minute demo reel to every stunt coordinator, to every casting director, and you do it, and try not to bug them too much. Try to talk to them once a month or twice a month. I did more than twice a month. I did it every chance I get, and just show them I was they said I had tenacity. You have to have tenacity for this business, a really deep hunger for this business. And if you have it and you keep doing it, I'm telling you, within 5 years, you will be that star. You will have that success. I'm living proof. It took me 7, but I did it.
Right.
And on the way there, I got work, I got contacts, and you just got to get the right contacts, the right people to be around you, and just do and it has to be done. So you got to do it.
Did you, at a certain point, feel like, well, I'm going to have to leave Plainfield and go somewhere else? And if so, where did you go? Like, when you left Plainfield, where did you go? How did you do it?
Well, at first, I said, okay, New York is right here. So, and New York was kind of not really feeling me. They weren't feeling me, and I didn't want to wait. People say you got to wait your turn. I don't believe in that. Wait my turn. What does that mean? I'm getting mine. I'm going for mine. So I went to LA. And when I went to LA, it kind of happened just like as soon as I got there. Well, not as soon as I got there, but maybe the time after that. But as soon as I got there, I showed my stuff. People were excited. Like, I never seen a big guy move like that. So I used that to get more work, more stunt work. And as I was doing stunts, I just didn't. Another thing, you don't have to tell everybody what you're doing. Don't tell everybody, oh, I'm going to be an actor. I'm going to do this, especially in the stunt world, because a lot of stunt people don't like that. I'm telling you the truth. This is pearls of wisdom right here. I wouldn't tell everybody what I was doing. I just did my stunts. I didn't really try to, tell everybody, oh, I'm going to be this big actor. I'm going to try to do it for acting. No, I didn't say that. Mm-hmm. I just went on my auditions, minded my own business, went on my auditions as I was doing the stunts, and it worked out.
Period.
Yeah, period. Period. It just did.
It's such priceless information, because I think sometimes young people think, we have a problem. We live in an instantaneous world now, and people want instant fame without putting in the time and the effort. And sometimes people don't even know the steps that are necessary. I always make this analogy that, we know doctors, we know lawyers, we know accountants, we know firemen. So we know the steps that it takes to become successful in those fields. We know teachers, nurses, etc. But the business of entertainment, let's say film, television, motion pictures, it's a lot less obvious, and so it's important, the information chain that people like you and I create for the next generation coming is important. And those young people really need to hear those gems and jewels. So I appreciate so much what you're sharing. Speaking of young people, we're living in crazy times.
Yes.
Yesterday on the news, I watched countless insane scenarios. Countless. Until I got so fed up with it that I had to turn it off. Mm-hmm. My sons, who are in these two guys right here, thing one and thing two, thing one and thing two right there, filmmakers as well. One's a cinematographer, one's a directorial type of mindset. But they went out to Newark yesterday with their cameras. They took their cameras because over the last couple of days, we've been watching crazy events, crazy stuff happen. Yeah. And young people feel like, they need to be motivated. They need to be involved. And I'm so blessed to see that these two young men felt like they needed to go out there and do something, capture the scenario, try to capture it and bottle it up. What do you say to young people right now that are dealing with, the George Floyd incident and the Ahmaud Arbery incident? I made the correlation that 30 years ago we were dealing with Rodney King. Mm-hmm. Here we are 30 years later, and almost the same scenario is taking place.
The same thing.
Talk a little bit about that and what young people are experiencing.
Oh, it's hard to even sum up to words how I feel about it. Breonna Taylor was killed, shot 20 times in her own home. A man had someone's knee on his neck for 9 minutes, and it was being filmed. It's insanity. It's like insanity. I just what we have to do. One thing I heard Killer Mike say: we got to strategize. We have to be. We can't just act. Put it like this. I'm against looting, but protests, I don't know. It hasn't been working like it should. I don't condone it, but I understand it, because being a black man, listen, I've been having like these daymares, these nightmares about cops coming in my house in the middle of the night, messing with me, and then my wife. I'm thinking these things, bro, and this is like I've been feeling this way for 30 years myself, and young people, we have to join together. And not all white people are trying to be are bad. You know what I'm saying? We need all of it. It takes a whole world. It takes a village. It takes more than a village. It takes everybody in America to see this is wrong. What's going on right now with police brutality? It's wrong. We shouldn't take it anymore, because we're being looted. We're being looted. That's what we're being. We're being, and it's like it's got to stop. It's got to stop. I'm so emotional about it. It's hard for me to talk about it, man. Honestly.
Yeah. I saw a meme, and you probably saw the same one, talking about how Colin Kaepernick taking a knee on Sunday football games was the peaceful part of the protest.
Yeah.
On top of everything else that's going on right now, racially and with the police brutality, because there's a lot of fine lines here. You've got race sort of coming into the mix. You've got police brutality as being this real big issue. But on top of all of that, you've got the pandemic. You've got coronavirus. It's the reason why we're talking via technology here instead of talking face-to-face in front of each other.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Graduations are being stifled. The class of 2020, right? And I heard this other statistic. The class of 2020 is also the class that was being born during 9/11. Can you believe that?
Yeah. It's crazy.
How insane
this is insane.
Is that? And so to add on top of the rioting, the looting, and so the looting is, to me, is just a byproduct of the circumstances, right? And there is no property that's more important than people. So we can replace all of the property, but we can't replace the people. What's your message to the class of 2020, having had all of this culminate in the year of their graduation? What's your advice to them moving forward into the future?
Stay positive. Definitely stay positive, and realize that you guys, it's just so emotional, bro. I would just say stay positive. Something's gotta give. Just stay positive. That's all. I can't really. It's emotional for me with that.
It's hard to put into words, and these tough moments that we've all been experiencing. We've all experienced the loss of friends and family members and extended family members due to coronavirus. We've all seen the brutality that has taken place on television, on Instagram and Facebook, for forever now, of young Black men and even young Latino men have been attacked, maybe not as prevalently, but still those are there as well. And all of this has been a very difficult circumstance and time for us. How have you personally been dealing with some of the stress that goes along with the news and the isolation of quarantine? What are your daily mantras, steps, practices that you do to stay balanced, to stay positive?
First thing for me has been prayer. First and foremost has been praying that things are going to get better. Make sure my family's fine. Make sure my mother is safe. Making sure that she doesn't have to ask or want anything. My in-laws. Also, just looking at all of this, it's easy to get angry. It's easy. It's very easy. It's easy to get angry, and you should be angry. But God is in control, and I really believe that. That's why the prayer comes in. I really believe that. We just got to stay positive. And to the young kids that's been graduated, you are important to us. You are important to us, and we want you to know that you are important to us. Don't forget that you are important.
The finer words couldn't be said, my brother, and I feel your emotion right now. I share in not only your emotional reaction to even some of the questions that I asked you towards the end were difficult, because it makes me think about my own graduation. It makes me think about when I was coming up, how carefree things were. And even, the worst thing that we had to worry about is not nearly the worst thing that these young people are worrying about now. And it pains me just like it pains you. And so firstly, I want to give you respect and thank you for sharing your sentiments and your feelings and your emotions today in this forum. Part of the reason why Quarantine Conversations was created was to give people insight and roadmaps and ways of dealing from my friends who happen to be in the film business, right? So being able to see you as a real person today will impact so many people, because they only see you as this mythical figure, the guy who played Suge Knight. But what you just said a moment ago is really, really valuable and heartfelt, and I appreciate it 100%. For anybody who is watching here today, how can they follow you in your life's work and your mission? Where can we see more?
I'm on Instagram. I am R. Marcos Taylor. All one word. I am R. Marcos Taylor. That's one way. And you can try to hit me up on Facebook as well, R. Marcos Taylor. And I'll talk to you guys. I talk to a lot of people, a lot of my fans, and it's great. Try me on there.
Yeah, man.
I'll be around there.
Yeah, man. And again, just wrapping it up, I've done a lot of these conversations. I've put together, more than 25 of these so far. And you and your words and your what you've dropped here today has been so important and so timely that I can't thank you enough for being here, sharing this forum with me. For those who have been watching and following us, I'm Lamar Mackson from the Nonstop Show Group, straight out of the Queen City, Plainfield, New Jersey, that is, representing the Queen City Film Festival. And this will be our third annual in October 23rd to the 25th. So make sure that you stay up with us. You can follow us. Most likely, just go to www.qcffnj.com for all the info. And if you're a filmmaker, go now, submit your work. We will have platforms prepared. If we're not meeting in person at Cinemark Theater, we definitely will be meeting and showing and screening your work from around the world. So don't forget, submit now. You have until September. And once again, from the Nonstop Show Group and Queen City Film Festival, Marcus Taylor, salute, my brother. I appreciate you so much. Love to the family. We are out. One love.
One love.